While Gaza burned, a large portion of the world turned a blind eye. Yet 4 European nations bravely chose to stand up and speak on the injustices in the besieged enclave. Can you guess which 4 nations they were? I'll give you a few seconds to guess. Okay, time's up. They were Spain, Ireland, Norway, and Slovenia. TRT World has come here to Oslo, Norway to find out why Norway became the latest country in 2024 to recognize Palestine. This is episode 1 of the Global Shift, Recognizing Palestine, Norway. Our journey in Norway begins here at the Oslo Concert Hall, where a sold-out solidarity concert is taking place for Gaza.
Some of the best artists in Norway are queuing up to give the public a massive musical event where we are focusing on the solidarity with the Palestinian people, in particular in Gaza, but of course, given the current events, also in the West Bank. This is not a charity concert. This is a solidarity concert, because we want to stand shoulder to shoulder with the Palestinian people in their right to resist occupation and in their right to be in charge of the reconstruction and the rebuilding of Gaza.
We've managed to gather, I believe, 24 of the most renowned artists in Norway on stage. It's historical. I don't think this has ever happened before, in solidarity with Palestine.
Events like these have become very common in Oslo, with the Norwegian population seeing it as their duty to spread awareness about the plight of the Palestinians.
So we are playing for the people and children of Gaza and try to contribute what we can do, and that is to play. It means a lot to be able to contribute to a greater cause, especially in these dark times where it's easy to feel very small and that you don't have a place in the world. So to come together and create togetherness and also like a community where we all have one cause that we want to lift and contribute to, it's very meaningful as a human being to be a part of.
But what do the general public think of Norway's recognition of Palestine?
Norway has had strong support for Palestine for a long time within the population, I'd say. And I think some of it has to do with the Oslo Accords. There's like a history there, so people are kind of tuned into that conflict.
I see a lot of support in the Norwegian people. I see a lot of people in demonstrations, in concerts, and a lot of different initiatives that people are engaged in.
As a Norwegian, I'm really proud of Norway being supportive of Palestine as a state. But of course, I think Norway should do much more. They should be more active, not just words. They have to do some action as well.
We are quite lucky with all our privileges here in Norway. We also have a big responsibility in showing support for those who suffer.
Norway and Palestine have been historically linked, with Norway acting as their mediators during the first direct Palestinian-Israeli peace agreement. The Oslo Accords were meant to initiate future peace talks. However, this was never achieved.
With the Oslo Treaty in 1993, it really becomes kind of central to Norwegian engagement policy to focus on Israel-Palestine. There's become a growing sympathy towards the Palestinian political position, and with the far-right Israeli government or the increasing right-wing movement in Israel, there's been a growing antipathy towards Israel.
Now, 3 decades have passed since the Oslo Accords were first signed. What made Norway choose to recognize the Palestinian state in 2024?
We have been extremely vocal in the streets all over Norway, not at least my profession, healthcare workers, have been protesting outside the hospitals all over Norway. You know, don't touch the healthcare, don't touch the hospitals, protect our colleagues in Gaza. And there has been, you know, I don't know how many demonstrations in Oslo. So there has been a substantial popular pressure on the government to recognize Palestine.
While it's certainly a good thing for Norway to recognize Palestine and show the rest of Europe that a great injustice is happening in Gaza, it almost seems as if the continent is happy to bury their heads in the sand when it comes to Israel's brutal assault of Palestine. However, this move by Norway, alongside Spain, Slovenia and Ireland, can be seen as a step in the right direction in establishing global recognition of Palestine and can serve as the push Europe may need to follow suit. Join me for the next episode of The Global Shift, where I'll be heading to Ireland to find out why in 2024 they chose to recognise Palestine.